Welcome. Today we are going deep into book review Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. This is the long-form version, the version where we do not skip the complexity, the contradiction, or the uncomfortable facts because they do not fit neatly into a short summary. This subject deserves sustained attention, and that is exactly what we are giving it. Let me tell you why this particular topic matters before we get into the substance. History is not neutral. Every account of the past is a selection. Somebody chose what to include and what to leave out. Somebody decided which sources were credible and which were not. Somebody drew the boundaries of what counted as relevant context and what was considered peripheral. Those decisions are never innocent. They reflect the perspectives, the biases, the interests, and the blind spots of the people making them. Understanding this is not relativism. It is not the claim that all accounts are equally valid. It is the recognition that honest historical analysis requires you to examine not just what is being claimed, but who is claiming it, why they are claiming it, and what they chose not to say. With that framework established, let us get into the primary material, the full historical context that makes this subject comprehensible. We are talking about a specific period, a specific geography, a specific set of political, economic, and social conditions that shaped everything that happened and everything that followed. Building this context properly takes time, but it is not optional. Everything else in this analysis depends on it. We examine the primary sources, the original documents, the material evidence, the eyewitness accounts, the administrative records, and the oral traditions that have been studied and verified by contemporary scholarship. We cite our sources specifically because transparency about evidence is the basis of honest analysis. You should always know whether what you are hearing is established historical consensus, a matter of ongoing scholarly debate, or a reasoned inference from ambiguous evidence. We distinguish between all three throughout this production. We look at the competing interpretations. Because serious history is not a single settled narrative, it is a field of ongoing scholarly debate where new evidence and new analytical frameworks continuously produce new and revised understandings. We lay out the main scholarly positions on the most contested questions. What evidence supports each interpretation? What would have to be true for each scenario to be accurate? Where the evidence definitively resolves a debate and where it genuinely does not. We examine the long consequences. How did these events shape what came after? How were they remembered or deliberately forgotten by different communities with different interests in the way the story was told? How have contemporary historians revisited the record with new methodological tools, and what have they found? And finally, we address why any of this matters today. History that seems distant becomes immediately relevant when you trace its actual consequences forward into the present. This history has consequences that are still live. Understanding them changes how you see the world you are living in right now. That is the purpose of this kind of deep engagement with the past. What we have covered today is just the surface of a story that goes very deep. The history of Africa is one of the most vast and complex histories in the world, and every time you engage with it seriously, you come away with a richer understanding of who we are as a human species and how we got to here. If this video added to your understanding, share it with someone in your life who needs to hear it. The more people who know the real history, the stronger our collective foundation becomes. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you never miss a new video. We publish new content every single day covering every dimension of African history, culture, wealth, and the contemporary African experience. Follow us on all platforms at Pana Afric and visit Panaf.